3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have ignition.
Southgate Media Group presents a Pocket Universe Productions podcast. Pocket Universe Productions, home of absolutely stellar audio productions.
Please take a seat. Make yourself comfortable and open your ears and your imagination. You're about to experience twisted tales of the unknown and the unreal from the minds of some of horror's finest writers. Be warned, though, our offerings are always presented to you in widescreen horoscope. Welcome to Midnight Matinees. We begin our season opener with The Nephews, written by the late Rick Hautala.
Hey, Glenn, good to see you.
Hey, where the hell you been, boy? Old Mash was here about an hour ago looking for you.
I'll catch up with her later.
Here you go, Glenn. Seen you come in.
Oh, thanks, Chantel. You're a darling.
Yeah.
Sure looks like you needed that one pretty bad, huh?
Hey, you all right? You look like shit.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm okay. I've been out to the Nephews.
Huh? You don't say. Well, what the hell you want to be doing out there, especially this time of year?
Remember that writer feller up from Portland who was in here a day or so ago asking about the lighthouse out on the Nephews?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, he wanted me to take him out there today. I just got back.
Wanted to see the haunted lighthouse, did he?
You got to admit, there's some pretty weird stories about that place.
Oh, it's all hoss-pucky if you ask me. There's nothing on that island but a derelict lighthouse, and the keeper's old house is gone to shit.
That's right.
Well, that's pretty much what I told this guy, but he was determined to see it for himself. He wanted to see if he could see a ghost, or at least hear the music.
There's no ghosts on that island. And sure as hell ain't no music. Ain't nothing there except a couple old buildings and rocks covered with seagull shit.
Yeah, but just let me tell you what happened, because I'm gonna need one of both of you guys to go back with me and find it.
Oh, shit. You gotta be kidding me.
Let me tell you something. The last damn thing we need's another story in some friggin' magazine or newspaper about that lighthouse. All it means is we're gonna get more and more curiosity seekers poking around out here. And that can only mean more trouble.
Yeah, more trouble for you, maybe. I'm thinking you don't want any more boats around that's necessary, so no one will find out how many bales of weed you're bringing in every month.
Well, maybe I got a wife and 3 kids to feed, unlike you buck-toothed
Yeah,
piece of
only
pig.
3 that we know about. From what I hear, you got a passel of bastards running around from in Bangor.
Hey, come on, take it easy, you two. Jeez, for such good friends, you sure do argue plenty enough. Here, let me buy the next round.
All right.
That writer fella paid me an extra $50 to wait around till after dark. That's why I'm so late.
Won't argue with that. Hey, Chantel.
Yeah.
More of the same over here. Mr. Big Spender's buying.
Oh, sure. Better be a decent tip in it for me, then.
Yeah, well, here's a tip for you. Don't eat yellow snow.
Oh, well, from the color of your teeth, looks like you've had plenty already.
Har, har.
Aside from the money, what in God's name made you do a fool thing like taking somebody out to the Nephews? You know better than that.
Tangway was supposed to ferry this guy over there today, but he never showed.
Sounds just like that building.
Probably went to the fights in Lewiston. Fella's name is Mike. Mike something or other. Anyways, he's heard the stories about the lighthouse keeper and his wife. You know how she was so lonely and isolated out there all winter that she made her husband buy a piano and bring it all the way out to the island.
Yeah. Problem was she only knew how to play one tune. She played it day and night and day, until it finally drove the poor fella nuts.
Isn't that one where the guy took an axe to the piano and then her?
Oh, thanks, Chantel.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Say, will you marry me?
Only a few prompts to support me in the manner I'm accustomed to.
You live in a trailer park?
No.
Well, wedding's off then.
Oh, damn. My mama's gonna be so disappointed.
Okay, we know the piano story, Glennie. We don't need to hear it again. But you said you wanted us to go with you tonight to find him. You mean to say you left that guy out there?
I didn't exactly leave him out there. He just never showed up.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing, don't you think?
Who never showed up?
This city fella paid Glenn to take him out to the Nephews. Now he's lost out there.
Why didn't you stick with him?
He asked if I wanted to walk over to the lighthouse with him, but I figured it was better to stay with the boat. The ocean's still pretty heavy from that storm the other day, and I didn't want to get stranded myself.
Well, you didn't mind leaving him behind, huh?
I told you I didn't leave him. He just never showed up. I waited plenty long and then went looking for him, but I couldn't find him. I sure as hell wasn't about to stick around all night. I figure either he ain't ever coming off that island, alive anyway, or else he's sacked out someplace just waiting for dawn.
You have a cell phone with him? I mean, these days you gotta put some effort into it if you want to be left alone.
Yeah, he had one, but I don't have the number, and you know there's no reception out there anyway. So what'd be the use?
You really did go looking for him. You ain't just saying that.
'Cause I did. I told him I wasn't interested in checking out any of the buildings, and to make sure he was back by 7 o'clock. No way I'm gonna freeze my ass off out there all night.
Oh, no, not you.
And he never showed?
I hollered and hollered for him, but he never answered. It was dark by then. I got the flashlight from my boat, but I never seen hide nor hair.
You think the ghost got him, said it?
It ain't funny, Tony. I don't know what happened. He might have fallen off one of the ledges for all I know. The door to the lighthouse was wide open, so he might have gone up to the top, but I didn't see any sign of him being up there, you know, like his flashlight or anything.
You didn't go inside and look for him in the lighthouse, did you?
Would you?
Shouldn't you call the Coast Guard or something?
Well, we don't find him tonight. I guess we'll have to. But the Coast Guard ain't too keen about anyone being on that island. So I ain't about to admit that I've been ferrying people out there.
Good point.
Damn good point.
Well, come on, you two. Let's finish those up and let's get out of here.
Hey, you think there might be some kind of reward if we find him?
Well, the damn well better be. I'd say Glenn split some money with us that he made off on that writer just for making us go with him.
I like it. Let's get going before I sober up enough to change my mind. Hey, Chantel, keep them sheets warm for me, okay?
Sure. The only way I'd keep your sheets warm would be to set fire to them. Preferably with you in them. Hey, listen. Now, seriously. You guys, you be careful out there.
All right, darling. See you later.
All right. Hey, thanks, honey.
Oh, geez, I'm freezing here. Let's make this quick. You say you looked all over, but not in the lighthouse, right?
That's right. And there's no way I was going to go out there on my own.
Well, if that right is going to be holed up anywhere, it'll be in there. Sure, anywhere else on this rock you can find shelter. If he's not in there, then we can come back and look for him on the rocks in the daylight.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
Nah, don't mention it. But you do owe us big time.
You better let him know we're around. What's his name again?
Mike something.
Oh, that'll do. Hello, Mike!
Hey, Mikey, where are you, man? Hello, Mike. Can you hear us here? Give us a shout, buddy. Hello.
Oh, geez, you big dimwit. Give the guy a chance to call back, will you? How are we going to hear him? If all you got is your big yapper flopping
At
away.
least ways he'd hear me. Wimpy Doc like you ain't got the lung power. Hey, Mikey!
Shh! Hey, Tony, shine your flashlight on the lighthouse up there. Can you see something hanging on the door?
Yeah. What is that, anyway?
I think that's the guy's bag. That sure wasn't there when I came looking up here before. And that door was definitely open, not closed.
Maybe he's inside and closing himself, or the wind blew it shut. Come on, you guys. Stop freaking out over nothing. Hey, Mikey, are you in there?
Shut up, butter! I don't feel good about this. The guy never let that bag out of his sight. It was like it was filled with gold or something. He never would have just left it like that.
Well, we're here now. We might as well check it out.
Hey, the door's locked. Something's going on here.
So what? Like I just said, maybe he's inside. Hey, Mikey, it's freezing out here. Let us in. Or we'll huff and we'll puff.
Oh,
and
will
we'll...
you shut it? What you got there, Glenn? Hey, cool. Is that one of them mini recorders?
Yeah. He was asking me all sorts of questions with it. About the island. Taping him like an interview or something. Whoa, wait a second. Maybe he's on the tape.
So, as I understand it, you're saying you don't believe in ghosts, or that you just don't
Who's
believe
that?
the stories about
Shh.
this particular lighthouse
That's him.
and island?
That's the
I'm
writer.
not saying anything either way. It's just that when you live around here and you're living on the ocean, you hear all sorts of tales, and you take them for what they are, just tales. Unless you experience something yourself that you don't understand.
So are you saying flat out that there are no ghosts in the lighthouse or the lightkeeper's house on Nephews Island?
I ain't saying there is, and I ain't saying there ain't.
Oh, Christ, you sound like friggin' Einstein. Even Butter sounds more
So
intelligent.
tell me, have
Right, Stoney?
you personally ever had any strange or what you might call supernatural experiences?
Huh.
Well, there have been numerous reports from fishermen and sailors passing by Nephews Island, especially late at night, who have heard strains of piano music. Some people have even said that it was a particular song they heard. Have you ever been out here at night and heard anything like that?
I'm not usually out this way. Most of my traps are set south of the harbor.
That ain't true. You got about 30 or 40 pots
Not
out
even
in
sure
here.
their
I wasn't
names.
gonna tell him that.
The lighthouse
Listen
keeper
to
and
him.
his wife.
He's grinding me like I'm
Actually,
some kind
lived
of
out here on this
authority
lonely
or
rock.
something. I wouldn't
There
have
are
about to tell him
numerous
a damn
gaps
thing.
in
But
the
you
historical
heard
records
it.
from the late
You know
1800s,
damn
early
right well you
1900s.
had. You and me were out this way a couple of summers ago, remember? And we both heard it.
Nothing. At least, nothing that guy needed to know about.
What was that? That must have been him opening the door, right? Where'd you think he is, anyway? Lighthouse or the keeper's house?
Probably the front door of the lighthouse. Now be quiet.
Can't see anything.
Hold on a second.
What the hell was that?
Listen. Hear that?
I didn't hear a thing. You, Tony?
I don't know.
Wait. Listen again.
What the hell was that?
Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
Are you messing with us, Glenn?
No way, man. You can hear it, right?
Let me see that bag. What else is in this thing? Shit! What the hell's this?
What?
Oh, bunch of sticky crap here on the... Shine that light in here. What the hell is
Oh,
this?
my God, it's blood.
What? Oh, shit, the whole bag's filled with it. What the hell's going on
I'm
here?
out of here. This is too wild. We can maybe come back in the morning.
Okay, guys. I know that's a piano. But what the hell's that other sound?
I think it sounds like an axe.
Shit, I'm out of here. If you two ain't with me by the time I reach that goddamn boat, and I swear to Christ, I'm leaving you here.
Well, no, not if I get there first.
Oh, man, I think I need to change my goddamn skivvies.
Oh, no kidding. You smell like low tide. What'd you eat tonight anyway?
Tube steaks.
When you gonna grow up? Hey, Glenn, what are you doing with that bag?
It's evidence. I figure I'd take it into Chief McCluskey and let him handle it.
What?
Are you nuts? Nothing doing. You want my advice? I think you ought to take that damn tape recorder, zip it back into that carrying case with all that other stuff, put a big rock with it, and drop it overboard, and you go out lobstering tomorrow morning. Because if that tape's for real, there ain't no one ever gonna see that writer fella alive again. Not on the Nephews, and not anywhere else. Also, that fella drove up here, you say? Then if I was you, while it's still dark, I'd think about driving his car over to Nickerson's quarry and pushing it off the big derrick ledge where it's the deepest.
And you want to know what I think?
Not really.
Oh, you're a riot. Anyway, I think about moving them 30 or 40 traps you got out here by the Nephews some other place, and fast.
What? I wouldn't normally say this, but I think Butter's right.
Yeah? For once in his life?
Both of you stink.
Not as bad as you do. Hey, why don't you do us a favor and sit in the stern?
You know, I'm thinking, if you don't want anyone to find out about you shatting, especially Chantal, then we're gonna have to get quite a few beers out here.
You betcha.
Ain't no fair. Come on, you guys wouldn't say anything, would you? Come on, we're buddies.
No loyalty where beers are concerned.
Hey, what about the time you popped that 8-ball in your mouth and we had to snap your jaw to get it out?
Oh.
I never told anyone about that now,
you
did I?
idiot, that wasn't me, it was you. You were too drunk to remember.
Well, you know what you can go and do with yourself, don't you?
What's a matinee without a short? From Robert W. Service, here's the cremation of Sam McGee.
There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold, through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd closed, then the lashes froze, till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel to toe, he turned to me and,
"Cap,"
says he,
"I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request."
Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan,
"It's a cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains."
A pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains." Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies, round in a ring, howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed the thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then, "Here," said I, with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium!" Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked and it's time I looked." Then the door I opened wide, and there sat Sam, looking cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile. And he said,
"Ooh, please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm."
There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee.
Our final feature tonight, The Wind, by the inimitable Ray Bradbury.
You got it for me.
It looks pretty good. What about me?
Oh, you look fabulous as
thanks.
always. Oh, well, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Ready in time.
Hello.
Hello, Herb.
Oh, hi, Alan.
Is your wife home, Herb?
Sure. Why?
Damn.
Hey, what's up? You sound funny.
I needed you to come over tonight.
Oh, look, I can't. I'm sorry, but we're having company over.
God.
What is it, Alan? The wind again?
No.
Is it the wind?
Yeah, it's the wind.
But look, it's a clear night and not much wind at all.
There's enough. It comes in the window and blows at the curtains a little bit, just enough to tell me.
Look, why don't you come over and spend the night here?
No, it's too late for that. It might catch me on the way over. It's a damn long distance. I wouldn't dare, but thanks anyway.
Well,
just
too
too many miles.
Well, why don't you take a sleeping pill then and call it an early night?
Yeah, sure.
Good, all right.
You know, I've been standing in the door for the past hour, Herb.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it building up in the west.
Really?
Yeah, there are some clouds there, and I saw one of them kind of, rip apart. There's a wind coming, all right.
Well, look, you just take a sleeping pill and call me anytime you want.
Anytime?
Okay? Absolutely, sure.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, but I wish you could come out. Yeah, I wouldn't want you hurt. You're my best friend, and I wouldn't want that. Maybe it's best I face this thing alone. Look, I'm sorry I bother you.
Oh, look, hey, what's a friend for? Listen, why don't you just sit down and try to get some writing done this evening?
Yeah.
You'll forget about the Himalayas and the Valley of the Winds and this this thing you have about storms and hurricanes and such. Get another chapter done on your next travel book.
Yeah, I might do that. Maybe I will. I don't know. Yeah, I might just do that. Hey, thanks a lot for letting me bother you.
Dinner.
Look, forget about thanks. Get off the line now. Mary's calling me for dinner.
All right. Bye, Herb.
All right, we'll see you.
Is that Alan again?
Yeah.
Him and his winds that blow up and winds that blow down and winds that blow hot and cold.
Well, he did have quite a time in the Himalayas during the war.
Oh, you don't believe what he says about that valley, do you?
Makes a good story.
Climbing around, climbing up things. Why do men climb things and scare themselves?
Well, he said it was snowing.
Ah, really?
And raining and hailing and blowing all at once. In that valley, Alan's told me a dozen times. He tells it well. He was up pretty high, clouds and all. The valley made a kind of noise.
I bet it did.
Well, like a lot of winds instead of just one. Winds from all over the world.
He shouldn't have gone there and looked in the first place. You go poking around, and next thing you know, you get ideas. Winds start getting angry at you for intruding, and they follow you.
Don't joke. He's my best friend.
It's all so silly.
All right, nevertheless, he's been through a lot. That storm in Bombay and the typhoon off New Guinea 2 months later. Oh, and that time in Cornwall.
I have no sympathy for a man who continually runs into windstorms and hurricanes and then gets a persecution complex because of it. Don't answer it.
Oh, maybe it's important.
Oh, please. It's only Alan, again. We're having dinner. Now just eat. Don't worry. Your boyfriend will call back.
That's not funny, Mary. I worry about him. He's all alone up there, and...
Herb, not while we're at dinner.
No, I'm done. Look, excuse me, I'm done. Hello?
Herb is here. You got here.
Look, you're too near the phone. Back off a little.
I stood in the open door and waited for it. I saw it coming down the highway, shaking all the trees one by one, until it shook the trees just outside the house, and it dived down toward the house, and I slammed the door in its face.
Well, how interesting.
It's all around the house, Herb. I can't get out now. I can't do anything, but I fooled it. I let it think it had me, and just as it came down to get me, I slammed and locked the door. I was ready for it. I've been getting ready for it for weeks.
Have you now? Well, tell me all about it.
Well, it began 6 weeks ago.
Oh, yes. Well.
I thought I had it licked. I thought it had given up, following and trying to get me, but it was just waiting. And 6 weeks ago, I heard the wind laughing and whispering around the corners of my house. Just for an hour or so. Not very long, not very loud. Then it went away.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, well, it came back the next night. It slammed the shutters and kicked sparks out of the chimney. It came back 5 nights in a row, a little stronger each time. And when I opened the front door, it came in at me and tried to pull me out, but it wasn't strong enough.
I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
What? I'm not feeling better. What's wrong with you? Oh, is Mary listening to us?
Yes.
Oh, I say, I know I sound like a fool.
Not at all. Go on.
It's all around the house now, like a great big vacuum cleaner nuzzling at all the gables. It's knocking the trees around.
Yeah, that's funny, Alan. There's no wind here.
Of course not. It doesn't care about you, only about me.
Well, I guess that's one way to explain it.
Oh, it's a killer, Herb. The biggest, damnedest prehistoric killer that ever hunted prey. A big sniffling hound trying to smell me out, find me. It pushes this big cold nose up to the house, taking air, and when it finds me, it drives this pressure there, and when I'm in the kitchen, it goes there. It's trying to get in the windows now, but I had them reinforced, and I put on new hinges on the doors and bolts. It's a strong house. They built them strong in the old days.
Right.
Yeah, I've got all the lights in the house on now. The house is all lit up.
Good.
The wind followed me from room to room, looking through all the rooms when I switched them on. Go!
What's wrong?
It just snatched off the front screen door.
Well, I wish you'd come over here and spend the night, Alan.
I can't. God, I can't even leave the house. I can't do anything. No, I know this wind. It's big and it's clever.
I tried to light a cigarette a moment ago, and a little draft sucked the match out. The wind likes to play games. It likes to taunt me. It's taking its time with me. It's got all night. And now, right now, one of my old travel books on the library table. I wish you could see it. A little breeze from who knows what small hole in the house. The little breeze is blowing the pages one by one. I wish you could see it. There's my introduction. Do you remember my introduction to my book on Tibet, Herb?
Yep.
This book is dedicated to those who lost the game of elements. Written by one who is seen, but who has always escaped.
Yes, I remember.
The lights have gone out. The power lines just went down. Are you there, Herb?
Yes, I still hear you.
The wind didn't like all that light in the house. It tore the power lines down. And the telephone will probably go next. It's a real party, me and the wind, I tell you. Just a second.
Alan?
Herb, what's going on?
Nothing. Everything's all right. Don't worry.
You and your nutcase friends.
Alan?
I'm back. There was a draft from the door, and I shoved a towel under it to keep it from blowing on my feet. I'm glad you didn't come out after all, Herb. I wouldn't want you in this mess. Out there! It just broke one of the living room windows, and a regular gale is in the house, knocking pictures off the wall. Do you hear it?
I hear it.
Herb, enough is enough.
It wants me alive, Herb.
Jane are going to be
It doesn't dare knock the house down in one fell blow. That'd kill me. It wants me alive so it can pull me apart, finger by finger. It wants what's inside me, my mind, my brain. It wants my life power, my psychic force, my ego. It wants intellect.
Herb, will you help with the dishes now?
Look, Mary's calling me, Alan. I've got to go wipe the dishes.
It's a big cloud of vapors. Winds from all over the world. The same wind that ripped the Celebes a year ago, the typhoon that bit in Hawaii, the hurricane that knocked the coast of Africa early this year. It's part of all those storms I escaped. It followed me from the Himalayas because it didn't want me to know what I know about the Valley of the Winds. Something a long time ago gave it a start in the direction of life. I know its feeding grounds. I know where it's born and where parts of it expire. For that reason, it hates me, and my books explain how to defeat it. It doesn't want me preaching anymore. It wants to incorporate me into its huge body to give it knowledge. It wants me on its side.
Herb!
Look, I have to hang up, Alan. My wife...
What? Oh, what did you say?
Call me back in an hour, Alan, okay?
Okay. Bye, Herb.
Bye, Alan.
About time. Have they carted him off to the loony bin yet?
That's not funny. Alan's very troubled.
He's trouble, you mean?
Oh,
there's Bob and Jane, and I haven't even gotten ready. And nothing's out there, no snacks or anything. Please get the door, will you? Do something helpful.
Calm down, calm down. I'm on it. All right. Hello. Come on in. How are you? Hey, what's it like out here tonight, huh?
Hey, it's pretty nice. Not very chilly. Perfect autumnal weather.
Stars are all out. What? Why are you planning a midnight picnic?
No, just wondering. Come on in. Come on. Mary will be out soon. She's getting snacks. Oh, there she is.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Look, I'll get the cards. Right, you can tell where this is going.
Sticks his thumb in the hole.
Oh,
Pulls his thumb out and sticks it in his mouth.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's
that is really awful. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy. Well, here we all are. Yeah? Ain't life funny?
What do you mean?
Nothing, except here we are, living our lives, and someplace else on Earth, 1 billion other people live their lives.
Well, that's rather an obvious statement.
Look, I know, but life is a lonely thing, even with married people. Sometimes when you're in a person's arms, you feel 1,000,000 miles away from them, right?
Oh, I like that.
No, look, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, we all believe what we believe, and we live our own little lives, while other people live entirely different ones. I mean, we sit here in this room room while 1,000 people are literally dying. Some of cancer, some of pneumonia, some of tuberculosis. I imagine right now someone is dying in a wrecked car.
This isn't very stimulating conversation.
I know that, but look, what I mean to say is we all live and don't think about how other people think or live their lives or die. We wait until death comes to us. What I mean is, look, here we sit on our self-assured butts, 30 miles away in a big old house, completely surrounded by night and God knows what. One of the finest guys who ever lived is just sitting...
Please.
All right, sorry. Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
I got it.
Herb. Oh.
Alan?
Herb, what's it like at your house?
What do you mean, what's it like?
Has the company arrived?
Yes, they have.
Are you talking, laughing, playing cards?
Yes, but what is this to do with what's...
That sure is swell. I wish I could be there. I wish I didn't know the things I know. I wish lots of things.
Are you all right?
So far, so good. I'm locked in the kitchen now. Part of the front wall of the house blew in, but I planned my retreat. When the kitchen door gives, I'm heading for the cellar. If I'm lucky, I may hold out there until morning. They'll have to tear the whole damned house down to get to me, and the cellar floor is pretty solid. I have a shovel, and I may dig deeper.
What's that? Who's there?
What? All those voices? Those are the voices of 12,000 killed in a typhoon, 7,000 killed by a hurricane, 3,000 buried by a cyclone. And that's what the wind is. It's a lot of people dead. The wind killed them, took their minds to give itself intelligence. It took all their voices and made them into one voice. All those millions of people killed in the past 10,000 years, tortured and run from continent to continent on the backs and in the bellies of monsoons and whirlwinds. Oh, what a poem you could write about it.
Herb, we're waiting.
That's how the wind gets more intelligent each year. It adds to itself body by body, life by life, death by death.
Damn it, just wait a minute, will you? I'm almost done. Look, Alan, if you want me to come out there now, I will. I should have come earlier.
No, I wouldn't think of it. This is a grudge fight. Wouldn't do to have you in it now. Look, I'd better hang up. The kitchen door looks bad. I'll have to get in the cellar.
Call me back later?
Yeah, maybe if I'm lucky. You know, Herb, I don't think I'll make it.
Oh.
I slipped away and escaped so many times, but I think it has me now. I hope I haven't bothered you too much, Herb.
You haven't bothered anyone, damn it. Call me back.
I'll try. Goodbye, my friend.
Call me.
So, how is Alan? Sober?
He's never taken a drink in his life. I should have gone out there 3 hours ago.
The man has called every night for 6 weeks, and you've been out there at least 10 nights to stay with him, and nothing was wrong.
He needs help. He might hurt himself.
You were just out there the night before last. You can't always keep running after him.
I know. Look, first thing in the morning, I'll take him to a sanatorium. I didn't want to. He seems so reasonable otherwise.
My cousin's in a lovely sanatorium upstate. It's like living in a hotel.
Yeah, a hotel with bars on the windows and all the doors locked up.
Oh,
hey, come on, Herb. Let's get back to the game. My wallet's too light.
All right, okay.
We'll give you a chance to win that money back.
All right, take care. Bye. I'm going to give Alan another call.
It's late. He's probably asleep.
Look, I just want to make sure he's all right. Oh, boy. I wonder if he's in the cellar now.
We're sorry. The number you have reached is not in service.
The lines must
Please
be
check the
down.
number or...
I've got to get out there. Mary, I'm going out to Alan's.
What? Are you crazy? It's almost midnight. Wait till morning.
What?
Who's that?
I'll be damned. That's Alan.
Oh.
I know that laugh anywhere. He must have come over in his car after all. Couldn't wait until morning to tell me his confounded stories. It sounds like he brought some friends with him. It sounds like a lot of other... Alan? Alan, where are you? No more of your tricks now. Come on, it's late. Come on, Alan, where are you? Alan?
Goodbye, old
Oh, Alan.
The Nephews was written by Rick Hautala, The Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert W. Service, and The Wind by Ray Bradbury. Recorded at Mind's Eye Productions. For a full cast list for this episode, visit the Midnight Matinees page at pocketuniverseproductions.com. The Nephews and The Wind were adapted for audio and directed by William Dufris. Midnight Matinees comes to you from Pocket Universe Productions in association with Southgate Media Group. The following preview has been approved for all audiences by Pocket Universe Productions.
I lay awake listening to the wind rattling the branches against the window. I couldn't sleep. It could still see me, even through the locked door of my room. As the sleepless hours passed, I began to understand what it truly was. A thing of evil that tormented me, simply for the sake of its own amusement. It was then, yes, then, that I decided I would rid myself of its malevolent stare. I would kill Mr. Allen and set myself free of the evil eye. Oh, you would have been amazed at how shrewd I was. I carefully constructed my plan, and at the stroke of midnight, I took the flashlight and silently crept into his room.
I'll save you a seat.
Visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. www.pocketuniverseproductions.com and www.southgatemediagroup.com. This episode is dedicated to the memory of Rick Hautala.